May have been Mays or Anderson, one from his linebacker spot on the left side. Shoemaker was under heavy pressure from behind. I'm sure didn't even know that that man was closing on him fast.
Tazewell has seemed to pressure Shoemaker effectively tonight. Seems like every play he's been back to pass, he's been looking at a green helmet in his face. It's a T formation with the left half back up a little bit. He leads block for Gibson. He's across the 15 and down near the 10. And it's a first down for the senior, Kevin Beans Gibson. He's down near the 10-yard line after a pickup of about 8 yards.
It looked like J.R. Van Dyke again on the tackle for Tazewell that time. Blue Devils have something going here if they can put it in the end zone.
Well, the ball's right at the 10-yard line, so that's going to make it first and goal. And the clock continues to turn, 3 minutes and counting here before halftime. The ball is in the middle of the playing surface. Gate City looking toward the end zone. They're 10 yards away with the T formation behind the quarterback. Shoemaker calls the signals, gives to Gibson right side, and he's tripped up just as he got to the 7-yard line. He was heading toward the end zone, and somebody managed to wrap around his legs and trip him up.
I believe that was Van Dyke again, J.R. Van Dyke from his right tackle spot. He seemed to be the young man that got up off the ground last there, and I believe he got a hand on him and tripped him.
It's 2nd and 7 from the Tazewell 7-yard line, and the lights are on as we are here at the night game in Region 4, Division 3, the opening round of the playoffs. Gate City trails by 2 touchdowns, 12-0. Shoemaker's under center with a T formation behind him. Calls the play, and the sophomore going to roll back the pass on the play action. Again, pressure, looks to the end zone, fires man open, but it's behind him. Incomplete. Intended for Matt McClelland, who is coming across the end zone, and Shoemaker threw it behind him, and it falls incomplete, 3rd and 7.
It took that play too long to open up. Tazewell was able to recover. The first man that tied in on that side forward did a little down and out in the end zone there, and Shoemaker had been able to hit him just as he broke. He had a touchdown, but he had to scramble and tried to throw behind him off his front foot and almost threw an interception.
Best field position of the night for Gate City. The Devils come to the line. It's 3rd and 7. Again, we're close to halftime. 2 minutes left. It's a T formation. Shoemaker, quick step. He gives to the fullback Gibson, and Tazewell wasn't fooled. Gibson barely got back to the line of scrimmage, and I'm not sure he picked up any yardage, and he didn't. The scores, the spotters say on the far side, so it's 4th and 7, 4th and goal for Gate City from the Tazewell 7, 1:43 and counting.
Kevin Mays was the man that made the first contact from his middle linebacker spot. Tazewell's playing 6-man line here, PJ, with only 2 linebackers, and it's going to be hard for the Blue Devils to run outside or inside, really.
This time we send Matt McClelland as a wide out. Now he'll step out as a split end. Again, we run a kind of a wing formation with a wing back to the left. Back side by side, Shoemaker pivots, looks to pass. He's going to tuck it, and he throws, and it's intercepted in the end zone by number 10. He's out to the 10-yard line and out to the 15, breaks a tackle. It's Jason Snap running to the near side of the field. He's to the 15, to the 20, and he is tackled at the 23-yard line with 1 minute left to play in the first half. An interception by Jason Snap. The 5'8", 140-pound junior has snuffed out the Gate City drive, and he returns the interception to the 23 of Tazewell. A big break for the Bulldogs.
Kevin Gibson did a good job just to get back over and tackle, make the tackle on the ball carrier. He had changed direction and had almost a convoy of white shirts in front of him, and Gibson closed and made the tackle, or it could have been another touchdown.
Let's see what Coach Dave Lynch of Tazewell decides to operate here in the final 43 seconds. The backs are in a T formation behind Snap, and he's going to take his time under center, and he's going to go down on a knee. And the Bulldogs will be content to let this first half run out. And that will be the final play, I believe, of the first half. Tazewell will head to the locker room leading 12-0. A 75-yard touchdown pass, catch, and run by Con Patterson, and then a 1-yard touchdown plunge by Curtis Johnson. Those are the 2 scores for Tazewell. The Blue Devils have been shut out here in the first half. We'll have 2 complete quarters left in the first round of the Region 4 playoffs as the clock has ticked down to 000 here at Legion Field. So at the conclusion of the first half, Gate City and Tazewell, the Bulldogs on top of the Blue Devils by a score score of 12-0. Larry, your thoughts on the first half of the Bulldogs have jumped on top?
Well, the Blue Devils have had a couple of opportunities and haven't been able to take advantage of them, PJ. Tazewell has done a good job of moving the football. They've used a lot of misdirection, which has been something that's worked well against the Blue Devils all year. Tazewell right now looks to be the superior of the two teams. Now, that's not throwing off on our kids. That's just saying it looks like Tazewell is a step quicker right now. They seem to be hitting a little harder. Thought the Blue Devils had it going that time with the drive, and we had the second play inside the 10 there. We were thrown for no gain and unable to put the ball in the end zone. That could be a big plus for Tazewell, really.
So at the end of the first two quarters from Legion Field in Gate City on the campus of Gate City High School, the score is 12-0. The Tazewell Bulldogs out of the Southwest District leading the Highlands District champion Gate City Blue Devils. We're going to pause here for our listeners at home on the live audio portion. We'll return in about 5 minutes, and for our home audience viewers on the replay, we're going to present some commercials from our great sponsors. So again, the score at halftime is Gate City 0 and Tazewell 12, the Bulldogs on top. We'll be right back after this on STE Cablevision Channel 30.
If you want quality service at reasonable prices, then stop by Weber City Drug Center. Pharmacist Larry Snap will satisfy all your prescription and non-prescription needs. Weber City Drug Center also offers a complete line of greeting cards for all occasions, a UPS Express package center, quality Russell Stover's candies, fax service, and much more. So stop by and see your friends at Weber City Drug Center on US Highway 23 in Weber City. A 15-year fixed-rate mortgage and no closing cost on private lines of credit are just two reasons why Nations Bank is the right bank for you. With convenient locations throughout the county, including a convenient 24-hour ATM machine at the Weber City office, Nations Bank can easily satisfy all your banking needs. To open a new account or for loan information, call Nations Bank in Gate City or Weber City at 386-7011. Looking for the perfect gift for that special someone? Then visit Magnolia Place. From delicious jams and jellies to different scents of potpourri, Magnolia Place has the right gift for the right occasion. Magnolia Place also specializes in vintage and contemporary clothing and offers complimentary gift wrapping. You'll be most welcome as you discover the charm of Magnolia Place, located at 132 East Jackson Street in Gate City. At State Line Graphics, quality offset and screen printing is available from experienced staff at reasonable prices. Whether you need quality printing of your business and personal stationery or products for your wedding or anniversary, State Line Graphics can do the job the way you want it done. State Line Graphics also offers custom screen printing of t-shirts, caps, and much more. So for excellent quality and all your printing needs, visit State Line Graphics in Weber City, serving all of Southwest Virginia and Northeast Tennessee since 1989. Roberts Tire and Recapping in Weber City provides more for your buck. The trained staff at Roberts Tire is more than happy to consult you honestly and professionally on the best quality tires and service for your vehicle. Roberts specializes in quality tires like Firestone and Michelin and offers trained professionals for your recapping and alignment needs. So for quality service at competitive prices, visit Roberts Tire and Recapping on Highway 23 in Weber City. Ford Sales in Gate City invite you to check out their new 1995 models of quality Ford vehicles, including the all-new World Class model, the Contour, as well as the dependable 95 Escorts, Probes, Crown Victorias, and pickup trucks. King Ford Sales also offers a full line of used cars and trucks, as well as genuine Ford parts and service. So for quality Ford vehicles at better-than-ever savings, visit King Ford Sales on Highway 23 in Gate City.
to play them, like you said a while ago, for the last little bit, last couple of years anyhow in the playoffs. And Tazewell was a good team. You know, when Nick was up there, they had a good football team up there then. They've always had a good football team. Graham's always tough. Richlands has come on in the Southwest District now, and even Grundy's had some good years in the past 3 or 4 years. The Blue Devils have got a lot of young people here that may have an opportunity to move forward later on.
Certainly looks like that there are some youngsters who are developing for Gate City. This is a young team, although you look at the senior-dominated backfield for Gate City with the Clayballs, Matt and Hank, and also the senior fullback, Kevin Gibson. The quarterback is only a sophomore, and he's got a couple of competitors for that job in the next couple of years who are freshmen and sophomores, and a whole stable of running backs will be coming up through the holes in the next couple of years. So the future looks very bright for Gate City. Got some good size returning on the line, but certainly for these seniors who have battled so hard, and many of them really waited their turn to play this year, they are going to fight their best to extend the season one more game.
Well, you would hope so. You would hope these seniors realize that they've only got 24 minutes of football left, and they've got to go out and give it everything they've got. Not that they haven't so far. It's just that right now is where you have to really get a little bit more than 100%, if that's possible. A lot of people think it is, but you gotta step up now and do some things and make some plays. And Gate City's not out of this football game. You know, one touchdown, an extra point, and another touchdown, whether you get the extra point or not, if you hold Tazewell to what they've got now, you're ahead. So the Blue Devils were capable of scoring a couple of touchdowns and a half, even though they haven't had great offensive performance all year. You know, we've had a lot of games where if we scored 2 touchdowns, we were lucky.
The offense will certainly need to turn it around here. Gate City trailing Tazewell 12-0 at halftime from Legion Field. The officials for tonight's game, we'd like to thank them. And you know, officiating in the playoffs is always a special honor because they truly do pick only the very best officials to work the playoff games. And some recognition for our crew working tonight. The referee is Jack Hall. The umpire is Don Rector. The linesman is Terry Bass. The line judge is Tom Eller. Back judge is Leon Alley. And the electric clock operator is Mickey Bass. And again, thanks to those gentlemen for doing a fine job for us tonight. Blue Devils coached by Nick Colivero again. He was at Tazewell at one time. It wasn't so many years ago, back in the early 80s. And then when he left to come here to Gate City, Dave Litz took over at the Bulldogs helm. And these two old rivals and old friends are meeting again here. And last year, 14-8. What a playoff game. You were here to see that one, Larry. And it ended with Tazewell very deep in Gate City territory. And these two teams always seem to come out with a whale of a ball game each time they match up.
Well, it has been. You know, I can remember. I'm not real good at details, or getting old, PJ, and maybe a little senile, but I do remember maybe Nick's first or second year after he came down here, we went up to Tazewell when we had Mark Thompson and pulled out a game with about 2 minutes to go. We talked about that a little bit Thursday. Gate City was trailing and scored, took the ball deep in their own territory, maybe a 95-yard drive with snap at the quarterback and Thompson in the backfield, and moved the ball down the field and won it in the waning seconds of that game. And it may take something like that here tonight. If Tazewell doesn't turn it over and give it to us in good field position to where we can have a short drive and score real quick, it's going to be hard to move the football the length of the field against Tazewell. They have a lot of quickness and a lot of size, and the Blue Devils would really have to click on 8 or 9 plays to get a drive in the end zone if they had to move it the length of the field.
Great crowd on hand tonight for Gate City and for Tazewell. The Bulldog faithful have made the trip down Highway 19 and Highway 71. A lot of green below us here on the home press box, or on the press box side of Legion Field, and on the home side across the way from us, a lot of blue and white. Good crowd on hand, especially in the central area. They packed them in the middle of the bleachers, and now the team captains come out to meet at midfield for the beginning of the second half. Will determine who gets the football. Matt McClelland, number 4 for the Blue Devils, makes his way out, and he will be facing off with Conwani Patterson. Con Patterson, a senior for the Bulldogs, 6'1", 170-pound senior, and quite an athlete, multi-sport star. He runs track as well, is also a basketball player. And it looks like Gate City has won the toss, so the Blue Devils will begin the second half with possession of the football. They'll also be driving from right to left. trailing 12-0. Con Patterson and Curtis Johnson with first half touchdowns, and that's where we stand at halftime here at Legion Field.
Patterson is a good-looking athlete, PJ. But we were talking in the press box there at halftime. Their running backs really look good. They're built. They got big upper body size and have big legs and are real hard running backs. And they have the kind of size you probably need for high school. None of them are probably big enough to play major college football, but they really look good in a high school backfield. And I'm really impressed with the way Tazewell's played. I think Coach Litz does a real good job with them. They seem to play hard every time we play.
Many people had picked Tazewell to win the Southwest District, maybe even beating Richlands, and we're getting a glimpse of that Bulldog team tonight as Gate City takes the opening kickoff, picked up and scooped to the 15-yard line. Matt Claybaugh, far side 20, 25 on his feet, 30 and out of bounds at the 35-yard line. He was tackled from behind by number 82 of the Bulldogs, and that's Matt Heldreth. So Gate City will take over to start the second half, trailing 12-0, and the football will rest right at the 35-yard line of the Blue Devils.
You know, I believe if Heldreth hadn't gotten play ball that time, it may have been a touchdown. It looked like Heldreth was the last man to have a chance to tackle him, and he brought him down.
And the Blue Devils have a T formation, and again, Tazewell sends 8 men across the front. Shoemaker calls the signals, and he's going to give to the fullback up the middle as they had tried to belly play, and Gibson did not get much as he was tackled by, among others, let's see, number 71 in there. That's Mike Lambert, also 62, Sammy Davidson, and Gibson has a gain of about a half yard.
It's hard to run against that 8-man line. Those quick openers, if you're lucky and get a crease, may pick up pretty good yardage, but it's really going to be hard to run against them. You don't have enough people to block.
It's going to be 2nd and 9.5 from the 35-yard line, and here's the T formation behind Shoemaker. Double tight end set, and the sophomore going to run play action fake. He's in trouble in the backfield and is nearly had the ball picked off. He was about to be thrown to the ground, tried to bullet the pass through, and it was right into the chest of number 64, Brian Phillips. And Phillips, had he been able to hold on, might have been able to go all the way.
Yeah, and Graham McPherson and Sammy Davidson, I believe that time were the two people that really put the pressure on Shoemaker. So McPherson, I think, so far has played a heck of a game at middle linebacker. Seemed like we've called his name a lot on defense.
3rd and 9.5 for Gate City. 11 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Devils down 12-0 with 2 backs behind Shoemaker, a wing back to his left, and the sophomore under center Kilgore rolls out, looking for help. Steps up, he's in trouble, now crosses the line of scrimmage, has a gain of about 5, still on his feet, ducks a tackle and down near the 40-yard line. It's a gain of about 5 on the scramble around the left end, or the right end for Shoemaker, and he's going to be about 5 yards short of the first down.
And Mike Lambert made the tackle that time for Tazewell. Tazewell's doing some things here. They're playing a few people that didn't start on defense and kind of resting their starter.
McBride stands back at the 26 of Gate City, and Tazewell sends 3 players deep to receive, and here's the snap to McBride. He's going to boot it away. It's a low kick. Line drive going to be taken and fumbled by Tazewell. Fumbled again. Let's see who came up with it. The official says Tazewell recovered it. It was initially touched, I believe, by James Martin. He was an up back. Back to receive deep was number 31, Sean Anderson. He picked it up, and it ricocheted off his chest pad and finally picked up by Anderson. The Gate City was back there to cover very well, but the Bulldogs managed to retain possession at their own 25.
Joel Stacy and Matt Rowe again down on the coverage for the Blue Devils. That's one of those breaks that the Blue Devils need after not being able to move the football. Needed to take over deep in Tazewell's territory.
So the Bulldogs have it 1st and 10 at their own 25. Pair of backs behind the quarterback Patterson as they run the wing T now. And here's the give to Johnson, trying the right side. Breaks one tackle, breaks another, but Gate City corrals him at the 27. It was a misdirection play as Con Patterson had lined up as a wingback on the right side, and he went that way, and they gave to Johnson on a counter play coming to the right.
Looked like Jake Houseright, and Brian Burke that time on the stop for the Blue Devils.
It was a 2-yard gain for Johnson. He's got 85 yards on 6 carries. 2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs. The ball's at the 30. No, make it the 27. on the near hash mark, and quarterback snap with wideouts to either side, and the backs are in the eye. Snap with a long fake and a handoff. Here's Patterson up to the 30. Breaks a tackle 35, cutting back to midfield at the 37, and he is tackled, but not before a gain of a first down. Con Patterson on a draw went right up the middle and is up near the 38-yard line.
Lindsey Fisher, Mac Clayball on the tackle that time for the Blue Devils, along with Brian Burke. That's almost like that little Statue of Liberty play. He holds the ball up in the air and then hands off on a semi-draw play, and Patterson really shows a lot of quickness coming from a tailback spot.
32 yards for the senior on the ground. 1st and 10 at the Tazewell 39-yard line. Snap with a T formation. He's going to give to the right halfback. Patterson going along the left side of the line is hit after a gain of about 2 yards. Con Patterson keeping it to him, the senior, who played quarterback early this year and, in a sense, has been a start running back, has a gain of nearly 3, almost 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 7 for Tazewell with 8:27 left in the third quarter.
Fisher, Burke, and Beasley that time on the tackle for the Blue Devils. Patterson shows they're probably going to use him a lot now that they've got a lead in this football game. He might show a little more quickness than the other two backs.
Patterson is a wing back on the right. Johnson is to the left. Patterson runs into the back of the backfield. Here's Johnson coming to the right side, and the Devils sniff it out as they tried to run Johnson from the left to the middle of the line, and he's tackled by Matt Johnson and also by Larry Jackson, the down lineman, also Brian Burke there. It's a gain of about 2 for Curtis Johnson, and it leaves the Bulldogs with 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Matt Johnson beat the block of McPherson and Sparks that time, and got a little penetration into the backfield, almost right at the line of scrimmage, really, and made the tackle.
The ball is resting in the middle of the surface here at Legion Field. The backs are in the eyes. A power formation with a wing back to the left. Quarterback fakes to Patterson. Snap with good protection. Rolling out to this side. Finally going to tuck it. Still looking to pass. Gate City pressures him. He goes to the far side of the field now. He's got some running room. Looking to pass. He's over the line of scrimmage. He threw the ball. It's caught. There is a penalty marker down. The ball is caught at the 44 of Gate City, but Snap was about a yard over the line of scrimmage, and the official very alertly dropping the yellow marker right there.
Good call, PJ. He was. They call it an illegal forward pass, and that, I believe in high school, that may be a pretty good penalty.
Definitely should be a loss of down, so Gate City may be getting the football momentarily. The clock has stopped with 7 minutes and 13 seconds left in the third quarter. The Bulldogs are on top 12-0, but there is a discussion on the field right now with Matt Johnson and the head official. They'll march the Bulldogs backward.
You know, really, I don't guess you have a choice there, PJ. You can't take the result of the play. You just about have to take the penalty.
It would have been far enough for the first down, but it is, as a result, a loss of 5 yards and also a loss of down. So Tazewell will be punting. It's 4th and 9. The Clayballs, Matt and Hank. Hank to the far side, Matt to the near side. Here's a high snap and a good punt. Hangs up high. Hank comes on, makes the catch, but he fumbles the football and falls on top of it near the 35-yard line of Gate City. The Blue Devils recover, and they'll have the football right there. 1st and 10 with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Tazewell leading Gate City 12-0.
McPherson was the man down to cover on the punt that time. McPherson's a 6 feet 195 senior, showed real good speed getting down from his left guard position that time to cover on the punt.
Gate City down by 12, very similar to the Powell Valley game when Gate City had to come out of the locker room with the momentum against them. Here is Shoemaker in the T formation. He's under center, calls the play. He's going to give to the fullback. Gibson tries the left side and has about 4 yards as he turns it up near the 44. Gibson tackled by, break some of the numbers, number 71, Mike Lambert, also James Martin there. It's a gain of 5 yards for the senior fullback, Kevin Gibson.
And Tazewell is just content to lay back and play that 8-man line, and dare the Blue Devils to throw the football with the 8-man line, PJ. They can get a lot of rush from these outside linebackers.
To the T formation again, the linebackers play tight, 8 across the front for Tazewell. Shoemaker going to run the option to the far side of the field, pitches out, taken by Clayball on the run. Hank has the first down and more as he's up near the 49-yard line. and Hank Claybaugh on his full speed, and he took the pitch. Very nice option run that time by Gate City, and it results in a first down at the Blue Devil 48.
Shoemaker read it well and pitched right at the right time for Claybaugh to get outside. Martin made the tackle from his safety spot that time for the Bulldog.
A gain of about 9 for Claybaugh. 1st and 10. Blue Devils moving from right to left. Wing back to each side of the line. It's a pitch to Gibson, trying the left side. Gets a lead block, and he's out near the 48-yard of Tazewell, 48-yard line of Tazewell. It's a gain of nearly 4 yards for the senior, as he got a nice block from Matt Claybaugh as a wing back on the near side.
It was a good block that time. J.C. Oaks also had a good block on this side that time. Looks like the Blue Devils trying to string them out a little bit by running wide and then hit them quick in the middle with Gibson on the dive play.
Gate City with Matt Claybaugh as a wing back to the left, to the right. Hank is to the left. Gibson is the lone setback, and here's Shoemaker under center. Misdirection play again. Hank Claybaugh some running room. 40 down to the 36-yard line of Tazewell. It was that misdirection play that Gate City runs rather tight to the line, and it was Hank Claybaugh taking the handoff and getting a first down at the Tazewell 36.
Well, that's been one play I think it's worked pretty good for the Blue Devils all year. Matt Johnson pulls from his guard spot and leads the interference, and you get Matt Johnson up against a cornerback out there, he has the weight advantage on him.
At the 36 on the far hash mark, Gate City trailing 12-0, but moving against Tazewell. It is a 9-man front for the Bulldogs. Here's the play. It's an option for Gate City. Pitch out to Matt Claybaugh. Fumbled the football. The pitch was behind him, and I think Tazewell recovered. Gate City is signaling they have it. Let's see as they unstack the pile. It is Gate City football. The Devils did recover, and it was Kevin Gibson. We were running the pitch play to this side, and the pitch was behind the halfback Claybaugh, and Gibson alertly dove on the football. It's a loss of 5, 2nd and 15 from the 40 of Tazewell.
You know, PJ, the Blue Devils continued to shoot themselves in the foot. They had a 3rd and 1 the first time he had the football. Had a procedure penalty, backed them up 5 more yards, and were unable to score then. And the loss here is about a 5-yard line.
From the 41, the linebackers this time drop back deep for Tazewell. Shoemaker under center, looks to pass, pump fakes, rolling to the left, under pressure, starts back right, going that way. He's got some running room, looks for a block, and runs right back to the middle of the field, and he is popped at the 34-yard line. He took a shoulder pad right into the helmet at the 34. It was a gain of about 8, maybe 9 yards, but the sophomore paid a price for it.
And McPherson was a man that really put the lick on him, the linebacker, from his right inside linebacker spot. McPherson really has impressed me tonight. I believe he must have at least 10 or 12 tackles so far in this football game.
3rd and 7 for Gate City, and the ball is at the 34 of Tazewell. Big series here. Gate City trails 12-0 with 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Shoemaker under center, wing back to his left. Calls the play. He's going to go back to pass. He's under pressure. It's a screen pass to Gibson. Takes it on the run. He's got the first down and more on the far side of the field near the 20-yard line. And it is a first down for Gate City. The screen pass, just as Shoemaker got hit, he got rid of the football. Gibson took it in full stride and moves the ball near the 17-yard line of Tazewell.
It was a good play that time. Good catch by Gibson. A pretty good throw by Shoemaker, and some real good blocks by the offensive right side of the Blue Devils line.
So they caught Tazewell in a blitzing situation, and the Bulldogs give up the first down. Under 3 minutes to play, 2:35 left in period 3 from Legion Field. Backs are in the eye. It's a double tight end set for Gate City. Here's the call by Shoemaker. Gives to Gibson, and the fullback dives across the middle. Was there a fumble? Yes, there was. Gibson coughs up the football, and the Bulldogs recover in the hands of number 34, Jason Cummins. Gibson was going right over the top of the line, and the ball squirted loose, and Tazewell has recovered at their own 16-yard line.
Well, that's another one of those opportunities that we fail to convert on. We turn the football over when we have a pretty decent drive going, and so far tonight, Tazewell's done a pretty decent job of shutting the Blue Devils down, but the Blue Devils have shut the Blue Devils down probably better than Tazewell has.
1st and 10 from the Tazewell, we'll say the 16-yard line. Now in misdirection now, let's see what's going on here. Patterson comes out of the backfield as a wingback. They're going to get to Johnson, get some blocking, but Gate City reads it well. He was trying to go through a hole in the middle of the line. The right side of the Gate City line simply pushed Johnson back. Maybe got a yard, but they're going to say he lost yardage on the play, and the ball will be spotted near the 11-yard line of Tazewell.
Matt Johnson was the first man in on the tackle, I think assisted by maybe Larry Jackson on the play that time.
About 86 yards on the ground for Curtis Johnson, and remember, a majority of those were picked up on a 74-yard gallop in the second quarter. It is 2nd and 11 from the Tazewell 11. And here's snap under center, gives to Patterson, tries the left hand. He is tackled as Gate City does not give up any yardage. Pursuing very well. Let's see if we can make out some of the numbers. Joel Stacy, Lindsey Fisher, also Jake House right there. Gate City read it well, and they stopped Con Patterson after a gain of 3 yards.
And Matt Johnson was also in on that tackle, PJ, one of the first men to get to him. He and Fisher shows good speed from his left defensive end position to close on a play that's all the way across the field from him and make help on the tackle.
The ball is at the 13-yard line of Tazewell on the far hash mark. A wide out to the right and to the left. I formation, and here's the play action fake. Quarterback snap under pressure now, scrambling to the left, and he's hit and crunched at the line of scrimmage. Brian Burke among the players there. Larry Jackson, also Lindsey Fisher. It appeared Burke and Fisher arrived at the same time. The sandwich snap. He gained a yard, but that was about it, and he paid the price.
I'll tell you, this snap, young man snap, is a pretty tough little cookie. That's 2 or 3 times tonight he's been hit with pretty good licks, and he's bounced up every time.
Devils are sending 10 men on the line. Hank Claybaugh stands at the 40. Gate City with the pressure. The punt is off, and it's a wobbly one to the far sideline, and it bounces and is out of bounds near the 41-yard line. And that's where Gate City has it. 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 41, trailing 12-0. And that is the end of the third quarter. 1 period of play left in the first round of the Region 4 Division 3 playoffs, and Gate City finds itself up against the wall, trailing 12-0 to a tough Tazewell Bulldog team. And while we have a moment, we'd again like to thank our sponsors for tonight's playoff contest, including Roberts Tire and Recapping, where fall is a great time for new tires from Roberts like Firestone and Michelin. By Magnolia Place, come by and see their great display of Christmas gifts on East Jackson Street in Gate City. By Weber City Drug Center, great prescription service, also your UPS and fax headquarters for the holiday season. By Nations Bank, with an ATM at the Weber City office and great deals on private lines of credit throughout Scott County. By State Line Graphics, offering the best service for your printing needs, located in Weber City. And by King Ford, where now's a great time to check out their prices on Ford quality cars and trucks. Big Blue Football is also brought to you in the playoffs by Doc Whitley Nationwide Insurance, by the Campus Drive-In, and by Willis Pharmacy. Again, thanks to all those great folks who are helping us bring you the playoff action in 1994. And our own Gate City Blue Devils, a quarter away from elimination in the 1994 playoffs. With a sophomore Shoemaker under center, it's a T formation at the 41 of Tazewell. We've just started the fourth quarter, and it's Shoemaker rolling out the pass on a play action. Plenty of time. Stepping up, fires. Got a man open, McClelland, but the ball is underthrown. McClelland, did he catch it? No. He was open at the 5, had to come back to the 8, and he was well covered by Jason Snap, and the ball is tipped away incomplete.
I thought McClelland might have an opportunity that time, but evidently Snap got a hand in there. It was could have become a pretty good play if McClelland had made a real exemplar. Forget it, PJ. It had made a good catch, I tell you.
It is still a 2nd down for Gate City, and as Larry said, McClelland was open and Shoemaker stepped up. The pass was just a little underthrown, but it was good coverage by Snap. And here are the Blue Devils with a T formation, double tight end set. Fullback is in motion, Gibson to the top, quick pitch, and it's over the head of Hank Claybaugh, and he falls on it at the 49-yard line. Shoemaker turned, and it was going to be a quick pitch to the left, and the ball sailed over the head of Hank Claybaugh. A loss of 9 yards for Gate City.
The Blue Devils continued to struggle. We got a penalty on the play. I'm not really sure what it is here. Maybe against Tazewell.
Let's see the call. Apparently it is a personal foul on the Bulldogs, and that draws some scorned from the Tazewell sideline. So a big break for the Blue Devils because all personal fouls are a first down. So not only Gate City will have a 15-yard advantage, they will also have a first down. With 11:39 left in the fourth quarter, that could be a big play. So now Gate City, it should be a first down. I think all personal fouls are first down, but let's see.
Yeah, should be.
Still no signal as they have not moved the indicator on the far side. So it is 3rd and 3, so no automatic first down on the personal foul. It's a T formation for Gate City. 3rd and 3 from the Tazewell 39. Shoemaker gives to Gibson, trying the right side, and Tazewell stuffs him after a gain of 1. Gibson trying to find a seam in that tight Tazewell defense, and he is stopped by number 75, Danny Sparks of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, along with Brian Phillips. That's Phillips is a 200-pound senior, and Sparks is a 270-pound junior. So you're trying to run at a 270-pound man, he can take up a lot of room in that defensive line.
This could be one of the telling points of the season. Is 4th and 2 for Gate City. The ball is resting at the Tazewell 33. It's a T formation for the Blue Devils with 10:45 left in the game. Gate City down 12-0. Shoemaker is the quarterback. Calls a signal to the T formation. Runs the option to this side. Hank Clayball on the pitch. He's got the first down to the 25. He crossed the 30. That was enough for the first down and just tripped up at the 25-yard line. A Bulldog is laying on the ground at the 37 of Tazewell. We have an injury, but we also have a first down for Gate City.
Jason Cummings made a big shoestring tackle there for Tazewell that time. If not, Clayball had a touchdown. Cummings was the only man that could make the stop on Clayball.
Hank Clayball missed a good portion of the middle of the season because of some injuries. In fact, he did not play as a halfback for the last 3 games of the year. Kind of had a cracked rib, so he was out of action, and he has provided a nice emphasis for Gate City on offense tonight. As the injured Bulldog was Brian Phillips, number 64, and Phillips, under the assistance of the trainers, finally trots off the field. Phillips is a 6', 200-pound senior, and he has been an instigator on the Tazewell defense tonight. It is 12-0 Tazewell on top of Gate City with 10:24 and counting here in the game. 1st and 10 Gate City at the Tazewell 25. Pair of backs behind the quarterback, a wing back to the left. Shoemaker takes his time, calls the signals. It's the misdirection play. Matt Clayball running the football, tiptoeing at the 25 to the 24 and down at the 23. Again, the play started to the right side with Hank Clayball taking the handoff. He then gave to Matt Clayball coming around the right. And it is a gain of 2, 2nd and 8 Gate City.
Jerry DeLinkus, a new man in the lineup that time for the Bulldogs, made the tackle.
9:49 and counting. Gate City down by a pair of touchdowns. The Devils on the move. The last 2 times Gate City has managed to be this deep in Tazewell territory, the Blue Devils have coughed up the football. 1 on a fumble, 1 on an interception. This time we have a wide out to the left, and this is Shoemaker rolling out. Has a man out of the backfield, but he overthrows him as Shoemaker was leveled by number 31, and that is Sean Anderson just as he delivered the football, and it was just out of the reach of the intended receiver, Hank Clayball.
Well, they put a lot of pressure on Shoemaker. He rolled to the weak side of our offensive line that time, and Tazewell had our blockers outnumbered and forced Shoemaker to throw the ball early, really.
3rd and 8 for Gate City at the Tazewell 23-yard line. Matt McClelland, the senior wideout, checks into the game. Gate City also has Andy Smith in as an end. The offensive line breaks the huddle, and Jason Kilgore, the junior center, will come up and take control of the football, and Shoemaker will follow him to the line. Tazewell shifting the defense now. The linebackers coming to the line. It's a T formation behind the quarterback, Shoemaker. He's going to drop back, pressured from the blind side, gets it off to McClelland, bobbles the football, picks it up. He's got near a first down, but he's about a yard short on the far side of the field. He was tripped up and spun down near the 15-yard line, and he's going to be 2.5 yards short of the first down. It was a screen play to the far side of the field.
Looked like Jason snapped the quarterback on offense, and the cornerback on defense made a good tackle. Looked like if McClelland had broken that thing to the outside, he could have taken it for a long way.
Wes Ford, the senior end, checks in as Gate City has 4th and 3. 12-0 Gate City trails, and this one is big. We're under 9 to play here at Legion Field. It's a T formation behind the quarterback Shoemaker, and the sophomore barks the signals. He is going to run the option to this side. Pitches to Hank Clayball, trying to get around the end, and he is tackled for a loss. And Tazewell shuts down Gate City and takes over on downs.
James Martin came up from his safety position to put the final touches on the tackle that time for the Bulldogs.
Hank Clayball trying to find an opening around the end, and there just wasn't one. The senior halfback trying to force his way with all his might to the first down marker, and he fell about 2 yards short. And the clock turns again on Gate City as the Blue Devils will play defense. Tazewell with the cards in its favor. Trent leads 12-0. Patterson and Johnson with touchdowns for the Bulldogs. Snap is under center, and you can be sure Tazewell will try to keep it on the ground here. And it's going to be a handoff to, I believe, Patterson. No, it wasn't Patterson. A handoff to Johnson up the middle, and he is stopped for minimal yardage. In fact, he loses about 4, maybe 3. We'll see where they finally spot it. But the Devils stop him for a loss of 2. They finally deem it. 7:51 and counting here in the game.
Matt Johnson and Brian Burke on the tackle for the Blue Devils that time. 2 of the seniors that might be playing their last football game if the Blue Devils can't turn this thing around here pretty quick.
Snap is under center. Backs are in the eye. Wide outs to the left and to the right. It's going to be a Statue of Liberty play. Patterson with the handoff coming to the left side, and he's near the 20-yard line. And is a fumble. There was a fumble on the play. Patterson has fumbled for the second time in the game, and the freshman, Jake Housewright, snake bites the Tazewell Bulldogs again. It was he who intercepted the Con Patterson pass late in the first game this year, and this time he recovers the Con Patterson fumble. And with 7 minutes and 25 seconds left in the game, Gate City back in business. The Devils trail 12-0.
Well, PJ, it's not like the Blue Devils have not had their opportunities. We've had opportunities to score now all night long.
At the 21 of Tazewell, the backs are in the eye. Wide outs to the left and to the right. Shoemaker calls the signals. Clayball is the tailback. Going to give to Gibson up the middle. He stood up, still manages to get a yard, breaks away from a tackler, and is forward for about 3 yards. Kevin Gibson putting on a fine show of gutty determinism here at Legion Field, and he picks up 4 yards. It's 2nd and 6, Gate City.
Yeah, Big McPherson that time fought off the block and made the tackle. He gets by McPherson, and it's probably a touchdown. That play was set up pretty good. We just failed to block the middle linebacker.
West Ford is wide out to this side. Matt Clayball is to the left. Shoemaker's under center. Hank Clayball and Kevin Gibson are the backs. Here's Shoemaker, quick drop, going to fire to Ford to the side, caught, and the sure-handed senior has the football up to the 12-yard line. A gain of close to 5 yards for Gate City, and it will leave the Devils about a yard short of the first. 3rd and 1 with 6:13 and counting here in the 4th quarter.
Blue Devils not only fighting Tazewell here to score, but also fighting the clock with only 6 minutes to go. We'll have to score 2 times pretty quick.
McClelland gets a late start into the game as he now finally checks into the Gate City huddle. 5:57, that's how much we have left in this game. Gate City trailing 12-0 with the football on the near hash mark. It's 3rd and 1. A T formation behind the sophomore quarterback Shoemaker. Gives to Gibson, the senior fullback, and he's across the 10 up near the 5-yard line. And Gibson with a touchdown-saving tackle made by number 71, Mike Lambert of Tazewell. And Gibson, Mr. Clutch for Gate City, comes up with the first down, and it is 1st and goal for Gate City from the Tazewell. We will say the 6-yard line of the Bulldogs. 1st and goal, Gate City. 5.5 to play from Legion Field. Shoemaker under center. He's going to give to Gibson. Hit at the line of scrimmage, but he managed to get about 2 yards. He was hit and wrapped up around the legs, but he did manage to stretch out and push the football near the 5-yard line. And a timeout is called by Gate City.
The Bulldogs that time blitzed with their safety. They brought Martin from his safety position right up in the middle of the line, figuring the fullback was going to carry the football and stop Gibson almost in his tracks, really.
Nick Colabro out to talk to the Tazewell to the Gate City troops. Once upon a time, probably talking to the Tazewell troops, but it is Gate City he's out there talking with. And really, as we talked about for these seniors, 5 minutes and 15 seconds left in this game, or it could be their final contest of their career. The big turnover here deep in Tazewell territory was a freshman, Jake Housewright, coming up with the fumble recovery. Gate City on the move. They'll have the ball 2nd and goal from the Tazewell 6-yard line. Tazewell Tazewell is 7-3 coming in. They finished in 3rd place in the Southwest District. Gate City 6-4 with an unblemished 4-0 mark in the Highlands. And here are the Devils breaking the huddle as Coach Colibro heads to the sideline. 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. It's a T formation for Gate City behind the quarterback Shoemaker. Double tight end set. Shoemaker takes his time under center, going to roll out the pass, looks to the far corner of the end zone, man is open, McClelland catches at the 2, and he's out of bounds there. They tried to roll McClelland out to the corner of the end zone, he caught it at the 2-yard line, and he's going to be out of bounds there.
He really only gained about a yard on that play, PJ. He had to come back for the football a little bit as Shoemaker threw it way across the field to the far side.
It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 3 of Tazewell. The Bulldogs and the clock are the 2 opponents for Gate City. 5:09 left in the game and maybe in the 1994 season. As the Blue Devils have it 3rd and goal, they break the huddle. Shoemaker talks to his backs now, is under center. It's a T formation for Gate City. The signal called and Gate City jumped. It was one of the offensive linemen, looked like the right guard for Gate City, jumped just a little bit early and perhaps some anxiousness. And that'll cost Gate City 5 yards, making it 3rd and goal from the 8.
Well, just about every drive we've had, as we talked before, we've seemed to do something to mess up the drive somewhere, get a penalty, fumble the football, throw an interception. We've had opportunity, quite a few opportunities to score tonight, PJ, but haven't been able to do it. And most of the time we've stopped ourselves, I believe.
Well, this changes the complexion of the offense quite a bit. Matt McClelland is out of the game now, or actually McClelland is into the game. They take Andy Smith out of the game, so sacrificing speed for power, and McClelland is a wide out to the top of the field. Matt Clayball is a wide out to the right, 2 backs behind the quarterback. And Shoemaker calls the play with a strong side to the right. He's going to roll straight back. Good timing. Now he's hit. He's pressured. Fires to the end zone. Man is open. Is it caught? Touchdown, Gate City. It was caught in the back of the end zone by Matt Clayball. And the senior, who could not have gotten more than 1 foot down inside the end zone marker, scores. And Gate City is on the board 12-6. A remarkable touchdown catch by Matt Clayball. And what poise for Shoemaker to toss the ball for a touchdown.
You're right, PJ. That was an excellent, it was excellent footwork by Matt Clayball that time, because the pass was well thrown. Shoemaker laid it up pretty good, and good execution both ways, really.
Big PAT attempt on the way. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. And McClelland has made it a 12-7 football game. So here's how we stand. Gate City down by 5 points with 5 minutes left to play. The Devils, if they can hold Tazewell and score a touchdown, would be on top. And that brings both sides to life. An electrifying touchdown catch of 9 yards for Matt Clayball, the senior, striving to keep Gate City alive in the playoffs.
So let's do a little coaching here, PJ. What do you do with 5 minutes to go? Do you kick it deep and depend on your defense to stop them, or do you go with the onside kick here this late in the ballgame?
Tazewell has done a pretty good job of keeping control of the football, except for that last drive. Con Patterson fumbled it, so you have to think he's dropped the ball 2 times, but you also have to think they have Martin and Johnson back there who've been very sure-handed. So a tough quandary for Nick Colibro as Matt McClelland, the senior kicker, tees it up at the 40-yard line, and Tazewell sends backs no deeper than the 25. 5 players across the front, standing at about the 47 of Tazewell for the Bulldogs. 4 more upbacks, standing no deeper than the 36. Gate City with 4 players to the right or to the left of McClelland. The rest of them to the right, and McClelland is going to boot it deep, and he boots it right over the middle of the field, and he hits a Tazewell player. It's on the ground. Tazewell dives for it, and the Bulldogs recover at the 25-yard line. It was a line drive kick that went on the ground and bounced right off the hands of James Martin, and the Bulldogs recover at their own 25, and that's where they'll have it. 1st and 10, 4 minutes and 56 seconds left in this game. Gate City down by 5, and the Bulldogs moving from right to left.
That's a good try by McClelland. If he could have kicked it off of one of those people in the front line and bounced back toward Gate City, it would have been a pretty good chase.
Wide outs to the left and to the right, and the backs are in the eye. Quarterback is snapped, and he is going to run the misdirection. Maybe a broken play. He's going to run to the left, and he's hit and crushed in the backfield. It was Lindsey Fisher who smelled the play all the way out and laid a crushing blow from the side on the quarterback, Jason Snapp. It was a busted play as Patterson started right, and Snapp thought he was going left.
I believe it was a busted play, PJ. Well called by you. Blue Devils, I'm not sure how many timeouts they have left in the second half. Maybe down to only 2.
The clock is turning, 4:10.